NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championship battle featuring the Utah Utes, the two-time defending ASUN champs, and the 2 seed, one of the nation's best. That's the Duke Blue Devils today at Koskinen Stadium. Top 20 in the nation, second only to Liam Entenman in the ACC. And away we go, Dixie. Duke with one last game here at Koskinen Stadium, looking to make a similar run to championship weekend like it did, reaching the championship game a year ago. And it's a ground ball win for Utah to start things off.
Duke now with their first offensive thrust.
It was a brilliant look for this Utah team on the first possession. And yeah, Dixie, this Blue Devils team, one of the nation's hottest offenses. McAdory finds Zawada. What a save from Lenskol to get things started.
I love how he tracked it, got down low, and saved it clean. McAdory running back at midfield. He finds Zawada. That was as easy as it gets. And Lenskol makes the big stop. Both teams getting quality looks in their first offensive shots.
There's a score for Tyler Bradbury.
As the ball gets behind the Bradbury, McAdory's in no man's land. He passed his matchup off to Carpenter, number 33 in white. McAdory didn't cover anybody.
But then got bounced by Notre Dame, final 16-6, so some highs, some lows last weekend in Charlotte. There's a rip and a score.
The Blue Devils may not have won the ACC championship last weekend, but they did get a measure of revenge knocking off a Syracuse team that they had lost to back in March. Johnston, eyes up, talented freshman. Dyson Williams just leaks out the backside.
Denenza couldn't quite get free, and back to O'Neal, so he starts to go to work. Zawada, he's got 2 in the first quarter.
But he can also feed. DePonio denies the pick. Zawada catches Utah ball watching. That fake little pick right there gets 1, 2, 3 red helmets staring down 34.
And this dynamic, versatile fifth-year senior. He spent the last few years at Michigan, left as the program's all-time leading scorer. Clokel gets hammered, and now a flag comes in.
It's a releasable foul.
So the Utes now trying to work it around the box on the man-up, where they've scored 17 man-up goals this year. Add another.
Just down the street in Raleigh, good ball rotation, good step down. Andriella just with the worm burner, low to low.
Williams and Zawada have the 2 Duke goals, bookended by a couple of Utes scores. Late shot clock offense now. This is O'Neal. Bounces it through. And so the reigning Tewaaraton Award winner has got his first in his first round battle.
The shorties holding their own, but this is O'Neal, and he's a different animal. He just gets the inside position. Watch, he's a lefty, and just tucks it in his right hand, lowers that left shoulder. He sometimes gets frustrated with games and disappears. If Utah can take him out of his rhythm and, if that's true, quote unquote, make him disinterested, that could be a bright spot, but that's not going to be on the highlight reel.
How about Johnson, by the way? But Johnson beats him.
Well, again, look at the crowd that he draws. 2 black jerseys, and he got the Utah defense on skates, meaning they couldn't recover after their slides. And Johnston, a top-rated freshman according to Inside Lacrosse, native of Illinois. They're not putting any new wrinkles in or any new philosophy in, so we're expecting to get a tenacious, fast-paced Utah team, and that's what they're getting.
O'Neal, the step down, he faked the shot and then took it right to the cage for his second strike.
You can try, but here's what he does when he feels pressure. Boylston comes out with not the best approach. Looked like he was trying to get into the body of 34 and face dodge you later. The windshield wiper comes across.
2 of the finest in the nation. So it's the short stick, McGuire on Steins, and Jamison tracked that one the whole way.
And here comes transition opportunity. McGuire.
Here he is. Feeds the left side, Zawada buries it, and then the flag came out afterward.
I don't mind the shot by Steins because it was off shoulder. Watch McGuire just run through the checks, dishes it, and they're lucky that that's an interference call.
Boy, if they make it back to championship weekend, I think it's might be pretty obvious. It seemed like Notre Dame is going to be there again. Good fake. That's a great pass from Zawada to Williams.
Last week in the ACC tournament was more matchup based, and I think that the Duke staff feels comfortable with this attack line of O'Neal, Williams, and Zawada. This is what you call trust. Williams just slides off.
Conference tournament championship. The westernmost program in Division I lacrosse has got another goal here in the second. And that's Ryan Steins. It's his first of the day.
Stein can play attack, but a little wrinkle. They're now moving him out into the midfield, running him out of the box so he can get a short stick matchup. And that time, Aiden McGuire, number 23 in white, just gives him way too much room, way too much space. You can see he was respecting the dodging ability, but didn't stop the shooter. 11, 12, 13 bodies through.
It is a deep midfield group. There's a rip, and that one stings the upper left 90.
Listen to the pipe. I love goals like this, Kevin. Oh! It is a sweet symphony when you get time, space, and your hands free, and you can ping it like that. And then you get the noise. That is a rocket for Duke.
And that big win against Syracuse worked at his advantage. McAdory scored 5 goals in that game. Utah looking to go back to work. Andriella couldn't squeeze that one by. Make it Jamison, rather. With some tenacious checks. Zawada back to McAdory. McAdory bounces it in.
He slips out quicker than a hiccup. Number 2, the jab step. Gets top side, plants his feet, and it's curtains for Lenskold. Look at the quickness. Ooh. Just puts his feet in the dirt. Defense runs by him. And you look at this Utah roster. Florida, North Carolina, Oregon, Michigan. Very emblematic of those Western programs.
There's a bouncer, stopped by Jamison. They've only lost once in regular season play the last 3 years. It's a testament to where McMinn has raised the bar to. Great passing, that shot in front was knocked away.
Under now Virginia offense coordinator Kevin Cassis at Lehigh. So if the Mountain Hawks win, you're going to have Kevin Cassis facing his old team next week.
Oh, Utah with a strike here.
And that opens things up for other Utes. And that's just a beautiful underhand pass to Bradbury. I mean, look at this thing. So slick, so smooth, on a rope.
It is a very veteran and experienced offensive unit. So Steins, the player of the year in the conference, he's the baby of this group. Spent 3 years with the program. Yeah, that is no rookie on that drive to the rack. Wonderfully done. And then the flag afterward.
Juice time in Durham. Carpenter right-handed. We'll see what the call will be. That's a late hit again. The referees called it interference in the first quarter. Let's see what they mete out.
Duke looking to cash in. Doubling up Utah late in the second. McAdory low to high. And that one bounces past Lenskold.
Utah elected to shut off Brennan O'Neal. You say no big deal, it's 5-on-4. Well, it threw Duke for a loop. Utah got the ball on the ground. Scrappy play, it's what you need.
Oh, Moyer's able to get by one, and then Jamison denies him. Jamison pounces on this one out of the cage, then lofts it ahead.
You know, you look at other teams with Liam Entenmann and Matt Nunes for Notre Dame and Virginia, respectively. Hopkins, Chase, Erlin. Some older guys, and Lenskold, only a sophomore, but they're Dyson Williams with the finish.
Justin Gutterding
I like how Carson Moyer slinked his way through the Duke defense, but Jamison makes the save, keeps the game as a 6-goal advantage. And then what does Duke do? They go down the other end. Denenza draws 2. Dodge down the alley. Nice little back cut by Dyson Williams, 51 in white. And some have announced their commitments. Some to North Carolina. One's coming here to Duke. But this game's going to look, and these rosters are going to look drastically different next year.
Hey, how about the aggressive attack? Jordan Hyde that time tried to muscle by a couple of Blue Devils.
Carson Moyer go to the cage a few minutes ago, and now you've got Jordan Hyde. The swim move at just below goal line extended. He's going to get below GLE, and then whoop, beats the 70 inches of titanium of Kenny Brower. And I like how he keeps his body between the defender and his stick. Protection, protection, survival, punished that post. I think I can still see the post actually crying and rubbing its, rub it like you're rubbing its arm.
We're going Caddyshack version. I always wanted to be a golf club.
And I just thought that the feed was ill-advised, a little careless, and this is what Duke will do to you. Nice look across from Papendick. Finds Denenza on the backside. I like how Duke is just keeping their feet moving. No one is being a spectator. I tell you, the sky's the limit in terms of recruiting potential, competition evening, and other positives for the sport.
Hey, Hyde has another, and he's got it back to a 6-goal game again.
So incredibly important for goalies, primarily because of that reason. You always have the vultures lurking for the trash. On this occasion, it's Jordan Hyde.
Seed has kept the Utes comfortably arm's length away since about the midway mark of the first quarter when they quickly built an 8-2 lead.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Utah. That shot from Steins hit off the leg of Jordan Hyde, and it changed the trajectory of the ball going out of bounds, and that allowed Duke to win the run out. Zawada just gets a step, changes direction, changes hands. The one thing you could say about this Utah defense is they've taken a few bad approaches, and that one is no exception.
Old, experienced, deep teams. Duke right now with the comfortable advantage. They've got possession once again. Oh, Denenza got his hands free and he buries it.
Denenza, 6'3", 220. Watch the wingspan, though, as he gets those hands free, his arms back. That is Condor wingspan. And there's nothing you could do about it if it's less gold. That is just smoke coming at you, high to low.
Duke now, they've been nearly automatic. 18 out of 24. In terms of shots on goals, they've got another look here right in front. Williams, spin, bouncer, that's easy. They cash in again, it's 3 in a row.
Sharing the rock, the catch. And this is not an easy catch. This is the box lacrosse background of Dyson Williams. Catching it over his shoulder, the pirouette, whirling dervish. Helpless goaltender if you're less gold. And the tidy, neat finish.
Had it close a couple of times. They scored twice early in this game, led 2-1. However, fell behind 8-2 early in that second quarter. Cut it back to but first, they got to get through Notre Dame today. Tomorrow, rather, in their first-round battle. There's a rip, but it's right at Jamison. And a similarly complete team, it feels, is the squad that we're watching today. That is Duke. If they play consistent lacrosse, oh, great find. Zawada with the fadeaway, if you will.
Dodge down the alley. Papendick with his second helper. He's got good vision, number 8 in white. Another player that got some opportunity in that regular season loss. The last regular season game to Carolina came on and made some plays. And
performance today if you're Duke. In front, Williams. That one's knocked away by Lenz.
And you know, let's get back to the conversation around schools like Utah, schools like Michigan, picking up programs.
That was a big strike, by the way, Max Sloat.
He has been asked to take on more of a role on the second line, and he's making it happen. Steps into an open area, nice high-to-low shot.
Connor Hollison, the junior from Maryland. He's between the pipes. Oh, behind the back attempt that time, stopped by Jamison.
You know, a lot of people that know think about Rick Majerus and his basketball teams, Keith Van Horn making runs to the Final Four.
Oh, how about that behind the back sting from Dyson Williams.
Get the ball behind, and again is Papendick. I've been impressed with Papendick's vision here today. Third assist, and this, you really can't teach it. You can practice it until it becomes instinct. Catch and the BTB. An exclamation point for the Duke Blue Devils here. They've got the reigning Tewaaraton winner, who's Exhibit A, but I think what we saw today and what we saw in the ACC tournament when they beat Syracuse, when he has help, they are that much more dangerous. McAdory's critical, but that midfield, you know, in the midfield, McAdory, other than him, who can create offense, but today, it belongs to Duke.
The Blue Devils advance to the quarterfinals. They trample Utah 19-7, fell behind 2-1, and then went on a huge run to take the lead for good. In that first quarter, 5 goals for Dyson Williams. Josh Sawada wound up with 8 points, 4 goals, 4 assists. And there were several players with multi-point performances today.